Good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor with episode 2 podcast since we've been back. With me on here, you're going to see him a lot. Mark, he's going to be by my side doing these things. Hopefully, he starts doing some of my duties too. That'd be awesome. we'll run that by him later. But and alongside also,
Yeah,
depending
right.
on how you're seeing the screen, we got Chris Franco, our insurance guy. That guy. Okay. And it feels great insuring your mobile homes when it's done right with the right people. So, Chris, we'll start with you a little bit for the new viewers out there. Just tell them a little bit about you, what you do, and a little some of the insurance stuff that we're going to be talking about.
My name is Christopher Franco. I'm with A Plus Auto Insurance, family-owned and operated insurance agency in the state of Georgia, and I've been doing this for about 10 years now. I do all types of insurance. I insure a ton of mobile homes for a lot of people who I met through UJ, including Mark here. I insure some of his homes as well. And yeah, I'm your guy. If you have any questions, I'm always available.
So, and for y'all that follow our podcast, follow Mark, follow Chris, so definitely visit their social media, hit like and subscribe. But the people we bring on here is a connection to you. Mark's going to be a huge connection for y'all. Chris is going to be a connection. So, Mark, also tell us a little bit about you. We'll do this a few podcasts, and then tell us about some of this insurances you have already done with Chris.
Yeah, Chris carries since I do so much rehab work, and I don't only do it for my homes. I've branched out and done it for park owners and even
Really? Okay.
yes, and even for tenants and tenant-owned homes in communities. So it's a mixed bag. So Chris insures me. I have my general liability insurance and on that, and Chris can deep dive on that. But basically, what it does is it protects me when I'm working. Theft of tools. If we have an accident, not to be confused with the workers' comp thing, but just general stuff. If something were to go really bad while I was working on someone's home, heaven forbid you had fire, flood, things like that, that's going to protect me and give me $1 million worth of liability insurance for doing that. So it's personal protection. And when you get into doing this in a regular basis, and we can go into it more, but every time I purchase a home, one of the first things I do on my checklist is I call Chris. I give him the VIN number, the year, the make, the model, the address, and all that stuff. And Chris goes ahead and he's lightning fast. I've dealt with a lot of guys in the insurance business over the years, and he was an introduction from you at one of our first on-sites we did, like maybe 2 years ago that I met Chris and his wife. And man, it's just great. It's very affordable and kind of gives me the same protections. If we had a break-in or, anything that would cause me to lose what I'm investing in it before I can get it back on the market or get it, whatever I'm going to do. If I'm going to rent it, I keep an extended policy on it so that I make sure I'm covered for, all the general things you do for your home.
So we're going to talk about those policies, the differences. But and again, for those of you watching, you don't have to get coached through me. You can go directly to Chris wherever you're watching this video. Just hit the DM, comment, connect with Chris, and we'll be happy to connect you with them. So that's one of the things that stood out to me at the beginning was Chris. Yes, well, one, I could get a hold of him, or whereas other people may take 2-3 days just to connect with you. Chris was there, available and quick. Mark said something on point is as soon as he buys, he calls Chris. I would say take it even a step further back and don't buy. First call Chris. Because when you're doing due diligence on a mobile home, you already have the year, make, model, VIN, or you should. Call up Chris and say, hey, what kind of policies are available? What can you insure me for? And what is it going to cost me? Now, we'll talk about prices in a minute, but you're doing all this because it's part of the investment so that when I get in here, it's not, oh, I bought something that's outrageous in insurance. But Chris, tell us some of those policies that Mark is talking about, whether he's a landlord, he's selling, he's, I guess, turning the insurance to someone else.
It's all different types. If you own a property and you're renting it out and you have a tenant, I have a policy for that. If you are renovating a mobile home and it's vacant and it's going to be vacant for a month or two, that I got a policy for that. If you are buying a brand new mobile home and you're installing it at a location, I have a policy for that. If you want your tenant to carry a policy, I have a policy for that. The list goes on and on.
Yeah.
I could really talk for hours and hours, and you guys would probably hate it. but I could talk for a lot about it. But basically, you call me, tell me the situation. I have a quote to you by the same day. If it's not me personally, which it will be most of the time, I have someone on my team. We've built a great team around us, and I have support here. And as you said, that's one of the things that sets me apart from the other guys is my turnaround time. It's not easy, but it's necessary and it's important. And you have to have that personal touch, and you have to have something that sets you aside. I can't tell you how much business I've gotten just off of that one thing because I answer my phone.
Sure.
I get back to people the
Hey,
same day.
that's no joke. He's not lying. He always, and if he's busy, he'll text me and be like, "Hey man, I'll get back to you in a minute." And I tell you what, that goes a long way. Another thing that Chris saved my bacon on is the transportation of a home. We bought a home up in Cartersville and transported that down the south side of Atlanta. And Chris coached me through what we needed to have on coverage on that. And about 2 miles before we got off the interstate, the hitch broke and they had to pull over and re-weld it.
Ooh.
Could have been a catastrophe. And had I not talked to Chris and gotten the coverages to make sure we were good, that could have been disastrous.
Huge. No, and
Hey,
I was going to mention
stuff
that moving
happens.
mobile homes.
Stuff
Don't move a mobile
happens.
home. Yes.
My version of reality is skewed because I
Yeah.
get all the bad news. I hear when something
So
goes
let's get into that.
I
Why
always hear
insure a
about it.
mobile home?
Right.
Yeah, that's going to be a question that's going to come, and I've heard it all the time. Is like, I don't really think I need to insure it. You can think as you like, for each his own investing out there. But like Chris said, things happen. Trees fall, fires happen. Mark goes to tow it and leaves the mobile home behind and carries the hitch with them. So all these things can happen. And at the end of the day, is like, was it worth you not insuring your home to save what a few bucks? So let's get into that, Chris. Let's say I call you right now. Okay, I have and just average what it would be. It's a 2000 model Fleetwood 14 by 70, 3-bedroom, 2-bath if you need that. Great condition. I'm going to buy it, probably do a little touch ups and put it back on the market as a rental or maybe rent to own. Give me a year policy. What are we looking at?
As a rental, you're probably looking at maybe $600 or $700 a year. If it's vacant, the rates go a little bit higher, but they give you a couple of weeks. They consider it vacant if it's uninhabited for 30 days. So as long as it's not uninhabited for 30 days, you can still write it as a rental. A
50
vacant
bucks a
home
month.
might run you $800 to $1,000 a year. Either way, it breaks down to be like $100 a month or less, $60 a month, something like
Sure.
that. It's a
Right.
no-brainer.
So I invest in that $100 a month. I'm plenty fine with it. What is that going to cover me? Should everything go wrong?
It's gonna cover your investment that you have in the home. It's gonna make you whole. If something happens and it's a total loss, it's gonna make you whole again. If you got 15,000 in the mobile home, it's gonna make you whole again.
Right, right. So insure up to a set dollar amount. Who sets that dollar amount?
We do over the
Okay.
phone. We'll establish the stated amount. Most policies for mobile homes, they start at a minimum of a $25,000 stated value for a mobile home, and it just goes up from there. But you're getting into the weeds. Just know I'm gonna have you covered, and I won't set you up for failure. If you tell me what year, make, and model, and what you're doing, what you got going on, if you're upfront with me, I'll make sure you're covered right. Last thing I want somebody taking a loss because they weren't insured the right way.
Right, and that's one of the things too is the policies can change even as you get started. So I'll go in there to do a couple little remodeling touches up, just make it presentable. But suddenly we see the roof is caving in. Is that time to call you back again and say additional insurance policies?
Hey, I'm sorry, my phone glitched on me. Say it one more time.
So see, they're calling him up. We're going to delay his next policy because we got him on here. That's all right. At least he's with us. I was saying, changing policies through while you're already in. So I call you, say we need minimal repairs. Give me a policy. 3 days later, I find out the roof is caving in.
Yeah, and
Time
it
to call you
happens.
again.
Yeah, you either have to amend the current policy or switch over the type of policies. Either way, it's simple. Cancellation on mobile home policies are 100% prorated. So you're only going to pay for the time that you're insured for. So it's easy to switch from one to another. It's just one signature here, one signature there, and you have a new policy with the
Be
appropriate
real,
coverage.
be true, be transparent. The one thing you don't want
That's
to do
right.
is call Chris trying to say, I need my insurance policy to pay for something. Turns out that's not what you got anyway. You were trying to maybe go cheaper. So Mark, some of the ones you saying you sell them and then you still keep insurance, which I think that's great. You're playing it safe. But how
Right.
does that work when I guess you sell them and now it's time to let them go?
Well, it's if I sell them and let them go, then I wait till I close the deal
Okay.
and money's in hand and everything. And then if it's a cash out sale, I'll call Chris back and say, "Hey, Chris, sold it. Here's the deal. This was the sale date." He records that. He sends you he sends me an email that's a cancellation, and then like a week later, you get a check in the mailbox for, like you said, for the residual of whatever it is that was prorated off that time not spent under contract.
Yeah, and you
But I
mobile home guys, you guys are forgetful. I got a lot of mobile home guys. They'll call me, Chris, I sold this house a month ago. I forgot to tell you. I said, it's okay. Just send me proof of the sale. Sign this form. I backdate cancellation. It's no big deal. But it happens all the time. You guys are moving fast. You're in and out. But I just need a proof of sale and one signature for the cancellation, and that's it.
I mean,
I tell you,
almost
Chris,
sounds too good to be true.
Chris saved me on another one. I don't know if you remember, but last fall when we had that like rash of hurricanes that came through, and I actually bought, I think it was one or two that week. And I called Chris and I was like, "Hey man, I need to get this." And he's like, "I'm glad you called me, because they're going to pause on binding policies because of potential storms coming in." And we got it bound, like we snuck it in under the wire, and two mobile homes over from me, the gigantic tree fell right through the middle of it. Man.
Mark, I forget about all the stuff. I remember now that you're saying it, but I
Yeah.
completely forgot until you told me. Yeah, I remember that. And there's some people who called after you who did not get it in. They want to call me while the storm is right on our doorstep. And sometimes if it's a named storm, like a hurricane, and it has a name, once it has a name, and it's on our doorsteps, these insurance companies, it's called a moratorium, and they'll say, whoa, 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 we're not doing any new business until this storm passes, and we'll see how it goes. So, don't think you can just sneak it in. You guys get your stuff insured ahead of time. Don't wait till it's too late, because I had a few guys who called a few days after you, and not just mobile homes, but their actual homes that they had no mortgage on, that they did not have insurance on. And they're begging me, Chris, please give me a policy. I say, hey, man, it's a moratorium. There's nothing I can do right now. Call me after the storm.
So how many
Yeah.
states
It's
are
just,
you operating in now, Chris?
Hmm?
How many states are you currently operating?
I don't know.
Steady scaling,
Georgia,
obviously, since last time.
North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, Texas. Now I do Missouri. You don't even know about that
Okay.
yet. Missouri. Um,
Georgia.
yeah, Georgia. Did I say Georgia? I think that's like 8 or 9. And then
Right.
believe it or not, Massachusetts, because my uncle has some properties up there, and he twisted my arm to get my non-resident license. So Massachusetts, I have Massachusetts and Rhode Island as well.
So now, can you insure, and I don't know the answer, of course, but mobile homes under an entity, an LLC,
Absolutely, all day, easy peasy.
which is something we coach y'all is, you should never really have any of the mobile homes under your personal name anyway, or any asset, that you have for that. But okay, how many mobile homes do you think you currently insure?
Right now, between 30 and 50.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
do more every day. I just did 4 yesterday. I mean, it's. I've met so many people through you, Jay, and I thank you for that. And that's why whenever you call me, I will always make time. And I'm so appreciative of everything that
Well, you
you've
make
taught
time
me,
for everybody, apparently.
for who you've introduced me to, because those people introduced me to other people, and
Oh,
those people
connections.
to other people, and it snowballs. And you say it all the time. I watch your social media, Jay. You say your net worth is your net worth. or your network is your net worth. And it's true. It's true. And I've
Absolutely.
met so many people through dealing with you guys.
You said you watched my social media, you learning stuff here. I haven't seen not one like on
That's
any
a
of this.
lie. You can go back and look at I always make
We'll
sure
talk
like,
about
He's
that after
trolling
the
his
call.
likes.
No, he can go count them right now. There's likes on all the posts.
So now,
That's funny.
Mark, talking about your mobile homes, have you had to use Chris for the now the other side? You insure the home, something happened?
Man, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
But I tell you what, there's what I would call a basic toolkit of what you need to do when you get into this, and a basic set of skills. And you're right. What you said earlier is the insurance part of it. It's so affordable. It's really, there's no excuse to not do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the liability, the downs, there's zero upside from it. I mean, let's just say your average beginner renovation is going to take you somewhere between 2 weeks and 2 months, depending upon the severity and the complexity of it, right? Just think of everything that can happen in that amount of time. That you could have storms and floods, tree damage, fire, wind. Yeah, who knows? A friend of mine owned a park up in North Georgia, and we were talking about war stories, and he had one where a guy went out, started his truck, was going to back out to go get something, got out of his car or out of the truck, forgot to put it back in park. It went down the hill and smacked. Luckily, nobody was home, and ran right through another mobile home in the park down the hill.
Oh my God.
So, there's just too many things in life these days and too many things in business not to protect yourself, and to kick yourself for 60, 70 bucks a month.
Yeah.
It's smart money, and it's smart business to be able to do that. I mean, it covers you on some liabilities. If it covers you on damages. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And it's just one of those must-haves that you've just got to immediately stick in your investor tool belt when you get going.
Yeah, no, it's part of investing. Is that it shouldn't be an option. If you're concerned about $60-$70 a month, you got bigger problems. I mean, that's you're creating a safety cushion here for you. Hopefully you don't need it, but if you do, there it is. And I sleep well at night knowing my assets are secure. So, and I mean, there's a policy for everything. I meant to say earlier, Chris even insured one of the mobile home parks we used to own down in Warner Robins. So, it's the mobile home, the land, the mobile homes. If you're moving the mobile homes, definitely insure them before you even connect to them. Because again, it's better safe than sorry later. So, that being said, Mark, you said the truck ran through the mobile home. You said he did have insurance.
Oh, he did. Okay. It was actually a park-owned home, and he happened to have insurance on it, and it was a total loss. It was an older, probably, 25, 30-year-old mobile home at the time, but I mean, it was a single wide, and it hit it right in the front. It took out the kitchen, and they had to pull the truck
probably
basically out of the living room. Oh yeah, knocked it off the blocks. I mean, it was strapped pretty good, but I'll see if I can dig up some pictures from him and share them sometime. But you never know. I mean, it's
some of the stuff we see. Yeah,
you have to expect the unexpected in this business, because it's there's so many more things that you can run into than you get into just traditional real estate stuff. So,
Chris, we call you up. The unfortunate happened. My mobile home is ruined, total per se. Walk us through the process there. What are we looking at, and when do you directly personally pay us?
Well, first of all, we're going to get all the details: who, what, when, where, why, how. I'll ask for pictures. We'll file the claim. I'll walk you through the process. And it's normally a quick turnaround. I can't put probably 30 days to 60 days, everything's taken care of. And I've had claims on mobile homes from people that you network with and you do business. And we've gotten them taken care of. I mean, the longer I do this, the more stuff you see, and stuff you see is everywhere. Like you said, the truck going through there, that's a good one. Lightning strikes, tornadoes, trees falling, fires starting, I mean, the list goes
What
on
would
and on.
deny somebody? If an investor came to you and it says he has this mobile home or these mobile homes plural, what would be a reason why you can't insure his mobile homes?
Um, if you have a home that has been uninsured, that you bought it several months ago and it's been uninsured for several months, that's something insurance companies really don't like to see. If they know that you've owned the home for 6 months and been without insurance, a lot of times they'll deny coverage for it. Now, me, because this is my job and this is what I do, I'll be able to find you something. It might not be the same reputable company that we could have got if we would have got it insured right away, but I can still get you coverage on that building in the worst case scenario. It just makes it a lot harder for me. And like I said, I like to turn it around real fast for you guys within 24 hours or less. And when it gets harder like that, sometimes 24 hours could turn into a few business days when I have to submit it to multiple different markets. Or if there's like an obvious hazard on a property, um, I've done buildings that have, had some damage done to them that are being repaired, like a wall's knocked out, but it's not a total loss. So open hazards and properties that have been uninsured, those can be a little bit of a hurdle for me, but I won't say they're just uninsurable. I mean, I could find something for you guys.
Sure.
Just got to give me more time the harder the deals get.
I have a question for you, Chris. Are you able to use, say you have one, two, three, four, multiple mobile home policies with you in various states, to where they're you might have some rentals, you're doing some fix and flips, what have you. Are you able to use that in conjunction with rating personal policies to be able to get multi-policy discounts through your agency?
In some circumstances, yes. If you have
Okay.
an active auto insurance policy with me, sometimes that will help you. In other circumstances, no. It all depends on how you have them structured. Are they all under the same LLC? Are they under your name personally? So all of that comes into play.
Got you.
Chris,
Good to know.
if you're rehabbing a mobile home, if me or Mark or any investor on here would be rehabbing a mobile home, I know there's a policy for that, for the dollar amount, or maybe on the home. But what about the contractors working in it?
Yeah, your contractors, you always want to ask for a certificate insurance from your contractors.
No, sure, but I'm saying would our insurance on the home cover them in some sort? Maybe they hurt. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm always thinking worst case scenario when I'm talking insurance.
Typically not. Typically, your contractor is expected to carry their own insurance,
Mhm.
their own liability. However, if it's not a contractor, if it's just somebody who's they're checking out your home, looking to see if they're gonna buy it, and something goes wrong, they fall, they get hurt. In
Mhm.
that case, you would have some type of coverage. But if it's a licensed contractor doing work on your home, typically they're required to carry their own insurance. Now, there can be circumstances where it would come into play and your policy would cover it. It just depends on the circumstances of the situation. But I would stress to anyone, you know, buying a mobile home or rehabbing a mobile home to make sure that their contractor has a general liability policy in place. That is a smart thing to do.
Okay, for sure. Last one for you, Mark. If you have more after that, you can ask as well. But now I'm thinking
Yeah.
about as a landlord. So I have a policy on there, and we evict them. So typically, when you evict people, they're not very happy. Somehow you're the bad guy. They tend to tear things on their way out. Let's say there's excessive vandalism, damages. Is that something the insurance would come in and cover?
Yes, yes. There's actually a specific endorsement for vandalism and malicious mischief, what they call it. So you want to check your endorsements and your exclusions on any policy you ever buy. But yes, vandalism, I typically include that on all of my customers. Uh, might be $70 a year or more for that particular endorsement, give or take a few dollars.
Good. That's good. Mark, anything else you got for Chris?
No, it's been a great relationship, and
Yeah.
it's definitely, paid off for me through as evidence of our networking together, to be able to do that. So, it's amazing to me through just the collaboration, through the talk, the phone, you know, texts, emails, conversations, lunches, dinners, things like that, how quickly you can build a really tight set of skills and a tight little black book of all the right people to get going. It's amazing what you've been able to do through your programs to be able to connect people in the industry to give them a chance to be as successful as possible right out the gate without having to, spend months and months and months trying to just look aimlessly around the internet and hoping you get it right. So this has been another gold star for you, Jay. I really appreciate
Oh, for sure.
all the connections we've had out of this. And Chris and I mean, we're first name base. Like I said, he calls the phone and he's like talking to an old friend. So I'm
And I'll
happy
add to
happy to cross
that,
paths.
the people who you meet through dealing with Jay and going through his programs, is not only do you build that network, but it gives you confidence. You get to see people uh, take that leap, take that jump, and be successful right in front of you, and that inspires a lot of confidence in yourself to say, "Hey, you know what? I really can do this. Look at these guys; they're really out here making deals happen." It's a beautiful thing to see, and I'm appreciative of everything.
Yeah. And people are happy to help. All you got to do is ask questions. I mean, Chris, how many times have I called and asked you dumb questions, where I think that's a dumb question and you got answers for me. So, I mean, it's great. When
Yeah.
you have a mindset of trying to helping others and learning, that rubs off. So who knows,
Well, that's
where it might lead.
Chris said, from one of my videos that he did not like. He said, your network equals your net worth. And it is. I mean, it's who you surround yourself with. Again, this podcast is going to carry on. Mark's going to take lead at some point. He's going to be doing the same thing. So connect with the people on here. And if nothing more, come on here, listen to these videos, learn something, and then just implement it. That's what Mark did. That's what I did. Is you got to keep on doing it. So stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see what we're going to bring in next. These guys right here are going to carry on with us. If you have any questions for Mark or Chris, want to connect, maybe want to get that policy you should have already had, perhaps, simply drop a comment, send us a message, and we'll connect you with us. So if nothing more, guys, we're going to wrap this one up.
All
Sounds
right.
great. Good to see you guys.
Next time, guys.
Till next time.